You can't act what you don't notice. In this episode, we're exploring the actor's secret weapon, awareness. Not just listening, but clocking everything. Your scene partner, the space, the silence, the tension, the moment before the moment. We'll look at a sports icon who's mastered his environment under pressure, break down a performance where every flicker of the eye tells a story. And you'll enter the acting lab for a challenge that'll pull you out of your head and straight into the present moment. This isn't just about being present. This is about becoming unmissable. Let's get into it. Imagine standing on the sunlit grass of Centre Court at Wimbledon. The crowd's murmurs fade into a hush as you prepare to serve. Your body is a symphony of sensations, the tension in your shoulders, the rhythm of your breath, the subtle ache in your back, a reminder of the injury you've been nursing. Yet amidst the physical strain, your focus sharpens. You toss the ball into the air, feeling the weight of the racket in your hand, the texture of the grip against your palm. As you swing, time seems to slow. You notice the angle of your opponent's stance, the slight shift in their weight, the anticipation in their eyes. Every detail informs your next move. This isn't just a tennis match. It's a masterclass in awareness. The player isn't merely reacting. He's attuned to every nuance, his own body's signals, the opponent's cues, the environment's subtleties. Despite battling a lingering back injury, he continues to compete, later reflecting on the challenges of playing through the pain. That player? Roger Federer. Now, let's shift to a different stage. In the film Doubt, a nun confronts a priest suspecting him of misconduct. The scene is charged with tension, not just because of the dialogue, but because of what's unspoken. The nun, portrayed of course by Meryl Streep, exhibits a profound awareness. She observes the priest's every move, the flicker of his eyes, the hesitation in his voice, the defensive posture. Her questions are calculated, her silence strategic. She's not just listening, she's perceiving, processing, and responding to a myriad of subtle cues. This performance isn't about grand gestures. It's about the power of observation. Streep's character doesn't need to shout to convey authority. Her awareness does the talking. Both Federer and Streep demonstrate that excellence, whether in sports or acting, relies on a deep, almost intuitive awareness. It's about being present, attuned, and responsive to the world around you. So, what does this mean for us actors? Awareness is the bedrock of authentic performance. It's the ability to be fully present, to listen with more than just your ears, to see with more than just your eyes. It's about sensing the energy in the room, the unspoken emotions, the subtle shifts in dynamics. In our next segment, we'll explore how to cultivate this awareness, how to train ourselves to notice the unnoticed, and how this skill can transform our performances from good to unforgettable. Welcome to Scene Study Popcorn Edition. This is where we crack open a brilliant performance like a fresh bag of cinema popcorn, hot, crunchy, and absolutely dripping in craft. And today, we're talking about one of the most electrifying, soul-shattering, emotionally surgical performances in modern film. Viola Davis in Fences. Now, you've probably seen the monologue, that monologue. The one that tore through award season and left the rest of us quietly deleting our self-tapes. But here's what I want you to notice. Yes, her delivery is incredible. Yes, the tears are real, but the magic, the thing that elevates this scene to legendary, it's not just what she says, it's how she listens. Let's set the scene. She's standing on the porch. Denzel Washington, Troy, is unraveling. His words are sharp, his tone defensive. He's revealing something devastating. And what is Viola Davis doing? She's still. She's breathing. She's absorbing. Her eyes flicker, but not with judgment, with heartbreak, with history, with the weight of years lived between the lines. So she lets the silence stretch, just enough to make it hurt. She is listening with her whole body, not preparing her next line, not acting at him, just being there, just clocking everything. And here's why that matters. In real life, we don't know what we're going to say next. We're reacting. We're absorbing. We're managing feelings while decoding subtext, while wondering what the hell someone really meant when they said, "It's fine." Great acting does the same. And Viola, she gives us a masterclass in emotional presence. She's not just performing a character. She's a woman experiencing betrayal in real time. And every twitch of her mouth, every pause in her breath, tells a deeper story than words ever could. Now, here's the challenge. Most actors think the work starts when they speak, but the best actors know the work starts the moment your scene partner opens their mouth. Let's contrast for a second. We've all seen the opposite, right? The actor who waits politely for their cue like it's a turn in Monopoly. The blank stare with nothing going on behind the eyes. The emotional response that comes 2 beats late because they weren't actually paying attention. It's like watching someone play pretend tennis against an invisible opponent. No stakes, no rhythm, no connection. So here's what I want you to take away. The scene doesn't live in the line. It lives in the gap between the lines. It lives in the glance, the breath, the hesitation. It lives in your ability to pick up every ounce of what your partner is giving you and respond truthfully. Awareness is what turns a good read into a living moment. So if you want to be unforgettable, if you want your work to leap off the screen, start noticing, start clocking, start listening with your entire being. Because the audience may not always know why a scene feels electric, but I promise you, it's because someone was truly aware. Up next, we're heading into the acting lab, and this time it's a challenge that's going to pull you out of your head and into your senses. Let's make you unmissable. Welcome to the acting lab. This is where we take an idea, throw it under a microscope, and see what it's really made of. No fluff, no guru babble, just raw, usable tools for real actors. And today, we're getting out of your head and into your body, into your skin, into your breath, into your world. This is the sensory mapping challenge. Look, it's a little weird, a little beautiful, and once you do it, you'll never walk through the world the same way again. Part 1 is the awareness walk. Your first mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go for a walk. Not for fitness, not for errands, for awareness. Leave the headphones, leave the podcast, leave the performance mindset, and just walk. Slowly, curiously. And as you walk, tune in to your 5 senses. Sight. What do you see that you've never noticed before? A faded sign? A plant growing through the concrete? The way a shadow leans across a window? Sound. What tiny sounds can you hear? Footsteps? Distant voices? Your own breath? Touch. What does your shirt feel like against your skin? The breeze on your neck? Your feet inside your shoes? And what about smell? What's in the air? Rain? food, petrol, a whiff of someone's perfume from 2 blocks away. And taste, okay, maybe skip licking lampposts, but notice the dryness of your mouth or the taste of the coffee still lingering on your tongue. And your challenge is to write down 5 things for each sense. That's 25 pieces of sensory data your actor brain would normally ignore. This is your sensory map. And every one of those details is a tool you can use in your next scene. Let's move on to part 2, the silent scene watch. Now, go home and find a movie scene you love. Mute it and watch it again. Don't look for the story. Look for the awareness. When does the actor clock something? When do their eyes shift? When do they notice something, even if it's never spoken? Pause, rewind, and watch again. That's not technique, that's awareness. And it's often the difference between good and transcendent. Part 3 is the stillness test. Find a quiet room. Sit in a chair and do absolutely nothing for 2 full minutes. Not checking your phone, no fidgeting, no monologue, no breath work, just mental prep. Just sit. And notice what happens inside you. Where does your mind go? Where do you feel tension? And what does your body start doing without permission? This is the beginning of self-mastery. Most people can't even sit still for 2 minutes without performing something. If you can, you're miles ahead of most. Now, why does any of this matter? Because awareness isn't optional. It's the lens through which you see the world you're trying to recreate on stage or on screen. If you only ever notice what's loud, obvious, or in the script, you'll miss the truth. But if you can see the invisible moments, the silent shifts, the emotional vibrations underneath the line, you'll start creating work that lives in the spaces most actors overlook. And that's the stuff people remember. Coming up next, it's scientifically proven, sort of, where we look at 10 moments when actors were definitely not paying attention, and it definitely shows. Grab your popcorn, it's gonna be brutal. Alright, it's time for Scientifically Proven, sort of, a segment where we expose the tragically overlooked truths of the acting world using the most trusted method available, lists and laughter. This week, the top 10 moments actors ignore their scene partner, and it absolutely shows. Prepare to cringe, and yes, one of these is probably you and me. Coming in at number 10, the blank stare of death. The actor is listening to the lines, but not the meaning. Their face says, "Processing, please hold." If you look like your brain is buffering during your scene partner's line, you're not listening. You're waiting. This isn't tech support. It's theater. Coming in at number 10, the "I've already decided how I'm going to say my line" moment. Regardless of what your scene partner says, whether they're whispering, sobbing, or screaming, the actor responds with the exact same tone they planned in rehearsal. Are you watching your partner or your mirror? This isn't a solo show. Change with the scene. Coming in at number 8, the head nod of shame. That fake enthusiastic nod actors use to pretend they're engaged. You know the one. You're not in a staff meeting. Stop nodding like you understand quantum physics. React. Don't perform engagement. Coming in at number 7, the emotional delay. Their partner drops a bomb, long pause, then the actor feels something. Real humans don't wait for the cue. They feel as they hear. If your emotional response has a built-in lag time, reboot. Coming in at number 6, the look around for no reason move. Eyes scanning the room while their scene partner is confessing their love or deepest truth. Unless your character is looking for the exit or a sniper, Focus on the person you're talking to. And coming in at number 5, the I'm in a different scene vibe. Both actors are technically in the same space, but one's playing comedy and the other's playing existential dread. This isn't sketch comedy. If your tone doesn't match the rhythm of your scene, you're acting in another universe. Coming in at number 4, the emotion dump. Your scene partner gives something subtle. Your actor responds by screaming, sobbing, or doing a monologue out of nowhere. Not every scene needs a breakdown. If your response is bigger than the trigger, you're performing to be seen, not to be felt. At number 3, the I'm talking to a wall energy. You can tell the actor hasn't looked at their scene partner in the eye the entire scene. Eye contact is free. Use it. Unless the character is literally blind, you have no excuse. Number 2, the over-rehearsed robot. The actor hits all the lines, the blocking, the emphasis, but the connection? Dead. Just because you memorized it doesn't mean you've internalized it. This is acting, not reciting a phone plan. And at number 1, the human mirror. Every facial expression, every posture shift mimics the scene partner exactly, like a weird acting echo. You're not the reflection. You're their response. Mirror work is for ballet class. In a scene, be real. Look, if you saw yourself in any of those, welcome to the club. We've all done it. The key is catching it. Becoming aware of when you're acting around your partner instead of with them. Tuning in instead of tuning out. Awareness isn't a vibe, it's a skill. And trust me, nothing changes your acting more than learning how to really notice. Alright, actors, it's time for the submission series. Now, this is where I normally take a real self-tape from one of you brave souls and break it down. What's working, what's not, and how to make it impossible to ignore. But we don't have a submission this week, which means one of two things. Either you're all out there crushing your auditions flawlessly, or you're sitting on your self-tapes too scared to send them in. More likely. So let's fix that. If you want honest, constructive feedback from someone who actually knows what casting directors are looking for, here's what you need to do. Send a link to your best self-tape to info@pureactingacademy.com. That's info@pureactingacademy.com. No giant email attachments, no WeTransfer links, just a watchable link. Doesn't matter if it's a monologue, a scene, or a dramatic reading of your grocery list. If you've got the guts to put yourself out there, I've got the feedback to help you improve. So, if you're serious about getting better, send it in. You might just hear your name on next week's episode. But for now, we're moving on. It's time for our final segment where I leave you with something to chew on. Maybe it's an industry truth, maybe it's a bold, controversial statement, maybe it's a complete mic drop moment that makes you rethink your entire career. Either way, buckle up. It's time for the curtain call. There is a moment happening around you right now. Maybe it's the shift in your breathing. Maybe it's the sound of your neighbor's dog starting to howl. Maybe it's the flicker in your gut when I say something that feels too true. That is awareness. And that is where acting lives. Not in the line, not in the gesture, not in the technique. It lives in the moment you notice something and let it move you. The best actors aren't the loudest. They're not the most emotional. They're the ones who notice what no one else does and respond to it truthfully. They see the unspoken thought. They hear the change in tone. They feel the silence getting heavier and they lean in. Because here's the truth. You can't play truthfully if you're not actually present. You can't connect if you're not actually listening. You can't live in the scene if you're stuck in your head performing your idea of it. The work is right in front of you, always. The question is, Are you awake enough to catch it? Your challenge this week. Don't do more. Just notice more. In your rehearsals, in your auditions, in your real life. And watch what changes. And now, a few things you could do right now to keep leveling up your craft. Firstly, subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode. And why not leave a review or a comment, because your feedback helps this work reach more actors who need it. And share this episode with someone you know who is phoning it in and needs a nudge. And most importantly, if you're ready to train like a pro, with no fluff, no fakery, and no pretending, visit pureactingacademy.com. Let's build the career that matches your potential. Look, your awareness is your secret weapon. Now go out there and use it. And I'll see you in the next episode.